was a 16. Magazine. She said, how'd you like to waste some time? And could not resist when I saw little Nicky grind. The castle started spinning, or maybe it was my brain. I can't tell you what she did to me, but my... Hey, HT is in. Anakin Skywalker Licks is here. John Rivera. Phantom Fox. Timu, the gaming coconut. Nitro, GMG, Dr. Rourke, Cesaro's in. Oh, got ahead of me. John Taylor, Leslie Cervantes, I see Mr. Hades. I'm going to be in Hades soon. Sweet Bee 16, 10 green screens working. Yeah, actually, this is just, was like a test. I got 3 different little tapestries for doing the podcast streams over at the cave. And I just got them in, so I just wanted to try it out. Now, it works fine here, but I had to run it through my streaming software. So I'm wondering, to be able to get it, to be able to manipulate the camera to keep it in frame. So when we stream over at, for the podcast, it's through Crowdcast. So it's that immediate reaction time. Everything is in real time, but I don't know how much control of the camera zoom and everything I have. So that can make things interesting. You broke the internet machine, Nick says. I got to come up with a new song. Not that I don't like it. I love Darling Nikki. That's one of my favorites, but I gotta come up with a new song to entertain myself with. Because what happens is once I start the stream, once I set everything up, I've got a little bit of a delay while YouTube gets their shit together and actually gets the stream out there and moving. So that's just my dopey little singing moment. Hey, Steve. And hi, Lord. I'm doing good, Alex. A stream background for a live stream. I see what you did there, Stormstar. I'm subtle, huh? Looks like every Adult Swim intermission screenplay doctor says, yeah, kinda. You're right. They always. I didn't even think about that. They have those very chill segues there. Have you heard about Project Melody? No, Gareth. I'm not sure what that is. Barry says, a pivotal moment in my life. My dad's bipolar, so when he kicked me and my mom out of the house, it changed my life perspective. That would do it. Jesus Christ. Me and my mom embarked on a week trip across country to California. Yeah, I'd say that was a pivotal moment. I have, obviously what brought this up was just the story I told in that video the other night about the whole Sunday Morning Coming Down song and the effect it had on me. Arthur says, did Spaz Kid put you up to this so we can't see him? No, he's okay. I can't speak. The tapestry is much farther back than his chair. He's just outside actually starting to mow the lawn for me. So once he's in, you'll still see him right over here on this side. Pivotal moment, my first wiener hair just playing. Edgar says, that's actually a pivotal moment, Edgar. Wiener hair, the first wiener hair. That's like a big moment. You're like, I'm a man, bitches. At that point, yeah. Bring him in, draw him in green screen. Luke says, I am so mad at hospitals not allowing people to go to the bathroom. By Love says, my poor mom was suffering the whole time while I had my procedure done. Oh, I was gonna say, what do you mean? But the whole COVID, not letting them go to the bathroom. That seems rather odd. Reese says, a pivotal moment in my life is when my parents divorced. I'm glad you took my request, Curtis. John, you're going to have to be way more specific than that. You requested a stream background? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember anybody coming in and say, you know what you need back there? Goddamn stream, but... Hey, good to see you, Brian. While the Chimera ants were fucking shit up, Johnny says, the Hunter Association should have called in Austin Powers. The ants couldn't handle his mojo. Doing good, Arcane Mystic. Fat guy recognized me or no cookies. Oh, there's always more cookies, Quest guy. Morgan says, pivotal moment in my life was me running away for a month at 15. I bus hopped across the country. I had a hard home life. When I returned, people finally realized I needed help. Wow, that's pretty intense. I had something similar, Morgan. I didn't. I don't know if you could say it was runaway, but at 16, I basically emancipated myself. My parents lived in California. I didn't want to be in California. I wanted to be back here where I am now in upstate New York. And I emancipated myself and said, "See ya." So yeah, we had a very very similar background, and I came across the country on a Greyhound as well. Mark Park's probably getting wet from the green screen. Yeah, really, Sajil. um, Arthur says, first time alone with porn, happiest night ever. Oh, yeah, I think that's a pivotal moment. Of course, you guys got to remember, in my day, porn was if you could see some African tribal titties in National Geographic. And that's in the sad but true category. Brian says, when I was able to get McDonald's delivered, I remember always being impressed because when I told you guys before, I used to drive a motor coach on weekends, drive tour bus, and I was down in New York City all the time, and I would typically park on the west side near the Javits Center because they had a lot of coach parking in there. So the most convenient fast food place to that parking area was a McDonald's. And when I went in there and realized that they had delivery service, because obviously there's tons of skyscrapers around with hundreds of businesses in each building, it made sense. But I was just so impressed that it's like, McDonald's delivers? It was like a bonerific moment. I wished I had that. And now, of course, with the food delivery services, we all do. Wishmaster says, Lbot just changed my life. For those who don't know, he's one of the chatbots. He wants to yank it to monitors with me. I call that a new pivotal moment. I would call that one as well. Lbot's an interesting chatbot. Let's put it that way. Luke says the first time I ever touched myself. Yeah, I agree with that. Those are always big pivotal moments. John says, my pivotal moment is when a knife went through my hand. It taught me not to be a dumbass. Now I'm cautious as fuck. Yeah, I'm with you, John. I think we all have those quote-unquote dumbass moments where we do something that hurts really bad and in hindsight was just incredibly stupid. Chrome says, Curtis, can you please take a quick look in the community section of the Patreon for me? I left you a little finish something. Okay, hold on then, guys. I'll be away from the chat for just a second. Hold on. Let me see quick here. Come on, internet. Let's load up, bitches. Community. I like it. Oh, you guys. I gotta show you guys this. Let me grab a screen grab of this. Chrome has put together a new banner for us for the Goosh. Oh man, that's such a fantastic array there. God damn. Let me screen cap this. Hold on, guys. You guys got to see this. Thank you very much, Chrome. I appreciate this a lot. All right, here we go. Let me blow it up. Let me make it bigger. There it is. the ultra new screen grab, or the ultra new background for the Goose. Glenn says, when I first met my girlfriend and then 3 months later realizing I wanted to marry her. That's right, a wholesome, you perps. Glenn says, we don't experience wholesome stories that often, but we welcome them, Glenn. They're acceptable here. That's a good one. And 3 months later wanted to marry her. That's cool. That's cool that you found that kind of connection. Yeah, it really is amazing, isn't it, you guys? Now, you guys know all those titties, don't you? That's one of the times I don't want to spoil. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Obviously, they're titties. I know who they are. From left to right, let's see who can write it in who those titties are. I mean, besides me and Spaz Kid, we already know about our disappointing titties. Curtis, do you think Jesus would be against guns? Tsunami says. I don't think that I'm a good one for determining what Jesus would or wouldn't be for or against. I don't know. If you think about the Bible, it was a it's a pretty violent book. I don't know. He might not be. My milkshake brings the goose to the yard, Morgan says. Okay, let's see. Lachlan's the first one with it here. Nico Robin, correct. Kukaku. I have to look, make sure the order. Saris, Albedo, and Dragon. Yeah, it's not seen the. You're right. You got them all. That's Oh my God. And now the Dragon Maid's name, Toru. And Toru is the Dragon Maid. DDFFFDDD. Good call, Stormstar. Move the titties, Curtis. I can't see your beautiful face. In just seconds, Joe. I kind of like having those titties up there. God damn. Chrome, you're a genius. You really are. Okay, let me take that down. Would I ever react to Rustage raps? I have no idea, Ark. I don't know anything about what they are. I'm just now, with us finishing Dragon Ball Super, getting to be able to react to some of the stuff I've had, on a list for a while that I want to react to. So I can't imagine looking for anything new right away. Ocho says, is it bad that I only recognize Saris boobs? I think you're more of a weeb than me, Curtis. Oh, yeah, especially when it comes to those boobies. That's a quality lineup there right now. Kukaku, Albedo. Damn. Alex says, if you want to entertain yourself, try Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle or Mickey by Tony Basil. I'm real familiar with both those songs and videos. They were back in the day when MTV actually showed music videos. Morgan says, now, Curtis, don't drool all over your keyboard. Too late. That thing, I need to keep plastic on this thing because it happens a lot with being, an anime fan. Leslie says, pivotal moment is my mom leaving my dad, for cheating with a young 23-year-old, and he's 48. Yow. Was deported to Mexico. He got caught with the woman by police. I was sad, but he deserved it. Wow. Wow, that's rough. Holy crap. God damn, you guys have had some challenging, to say the least, pivotal moments. Smokey Loki says, is it me or does Kukaku in that banner look like she could be Bakugo's hot sister? Either way, that's a nice spread of coconuts. It sure is, isn't it, Loki? I hadn't thought about that, but there is a little bit of a similarity there, isn't it? Kukaku, though, you guys who are with me over at the Goosh, she was one of the ones that just hit me right in the testicles right from the start. There was just something about her immediately that I found wildly attractive. Gareth says, Project Melody is the first real-life waifu? Ah, that's cool. Plague Doctor says you should read the manga Bible. Newest Testament is about this guy who is the only person who did nothing wrong. And because of that, people put him up on a cross and killed him, but he just came back. That sounds like a familiar story. A very familiar story. Revy, of course, Krusty Bomb. Revy was on our current backdrop at the Goosh. But now we'll be replacing it with this one. I'll keep the old one too. Now that Chrome has made us two, I'll switch them out here or there. But after the stream, I'll be replacing it with this one. M says, I don't really have any pivotal moments. Maybe when I broke up with my narcissistic bipolar boyfriend of 10 years. Wow. But even then, I continue to live my life almost the same, but with less stress. Well, less stress is always a positive, though, Em. Wow, of 10 years, though, that's a long-ass relationship. Chrome says, glad you like it. I love it. It's awesome. It was just over a week's worth of work, and I think it turned out pretty well. Just thought it could use updating, given the previous is over 2 years. Is it really over 2 years old? Oh, my God. That's stunning how fast time goes by. Holy shit. I remember you making that for me, Chrome. That doesn't seem like almost 2 years ago. God damn. I tell you, that's almost depressing in a way. Holy shit. How fast time actually does fly. Oh, Lachlan says, sadly, a pivotal point in my life was to have been when my dad passed away in a house fire when I was 15, and you're 23 now. Wow. God damn, you guys have endured some really, really brutal stuff. Reese says, if you want boobs and watch Fairy Tale. Yeah, I've seen a lot of stills, a lot of clips from Fairy Tale. So yeah, I know the boobage is for real. Yeah, geez, Lachlan, that's, oh man, all you guys. Some of these moments are like, damn, the stuff that's really tough to recover from. I've always thought though, and I've told my kids this. I always want my kids to know that if something leads to my untimely demise, all the red meat I eat or something gives me a heart attack, whatever the case may be, my most important thing is, okay, you can be sad, but lead a good life. Lead a good, happy life, and don't dwell on me being gone. Dwell on you doing great things and enjoying your life. But the thing I don't think I would ever be able to deal with is losing my child, because that's not something I plan on in life. I want to be gone long before they're gone. One good thing of Fairy Tale, Arthur says, fan service for everyone. Fan service for you, fan service for you. It's like Oprah distributing the anime. Dowlord says, are you familiar with Jordan Peterson? I am. He's had a pretty positive effect on me with his lectures on psychology. First saw him on Joe Rogan's podcast. I like Jordan. Like anyone else, anyone else at all, we don't agree on everything right down the line, but I think he's very intelligent. And yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of his talks on psychology, and he seems to be very, very sharp, to say the least. Brian says, when I heard Metallica for the first time, inspired me to pursue music. That's cool. I still dabble in it from time to time. I just wrote a bunch of lyrics that I may end up recording songs for soon. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool, Brian. I always wished I love music. I always wished I had some talent in that direction, but nope. Hey, Big Ron. You know what? It's tough when Dad leaves and you're black. I think obviously it's always tough when a dad leaves, but it's such a stereotype and, well, statistically so prevalent in the black community that it is sad. It's always sad, when a dad leaves, but yeah, I mean, I was gonna say especially for boys, but I don't know if that's true. I think it's really having had both. I think it's really pivotal, important for a little girl to have her daddy too. Well, you guys know that type of stuff, the losing of a parent, parents not being there for the kids is the stuff that really gets to me anyway. That's even in anime, that's the stuff that hits me. Tim says, one day I went to my local Walmart and saw that they had applications out. I decided to apply, and that very night I got a call from a Walmart in a neighboring city. That interview was done before 10 p.m. Jesus Christ, that's like world record pace, Tim. Yeah, usually you go in and you fill out an application. It's a substantial process before, if you are fortunate enough to get the job, that everything is said and done, having it wrapped up in the same day. Holy shit. That's pretty cool. Smokey Loki says, a pivotal moment in my life was when my mom became an abusive alcoholic. Oh, yikes. The silver lining is that it taught me what not to do as a parent, and I'll give my future kids a better upbringing than I had. I have not with alcohol. That's rough to deal with, Loki. But I'll tell you guys a story here in a moment. A similar story with learning what not to do. But for me, it was more when I was a kid, my father, and especially growing up in the era I grew up with, you always idolized your dad and all this stuff. But my father was the type that never had a work ethic. I couldn't tell you how many jobs he had in his life, but every job he would get, he would find a reason that it just didn't work out, so he didn't have to keep going to it. Now, he was also one of these old school down-home farm boy types that was like, well, my wife is never going to have to work. She ain't going to go out of the house. So he didn't want to work, but he wouldn't allow my mother to go work. And my mother did have a strong work ethic. She would have loved to. But again, she was old school. And it's like, well, whatever the man of the house says goes. And I didn't realize this till many years later. I just accepted it as my life. But particularly, I mean, it had started occurring to me before that. But when he died, it really hit me because he died and left my mom nothing. He didn't have any life insurance. He just, whatever debt he had was all that was left. And I mean, they were together right till the end. But, in hindsight, I got thinking about it, and his big thing he always preached on and on about was family and taking care of your family and, being there for your family. And it's like, no, you weren't. Because you didn't even, you lived a life of smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day, carrying your weight at around 300 pounds, eating as much as I do, way too much red meat and stuff. All things that you could make a strong prediction you weren't going to have a super long life. He died at 71. And you never thought, it was never convenient enough for you to go out there and do the things you needed to do to make sure that, my mother, the woman you're leaving behind, had something. You had a plan in place. And I think that helped to drive me to where, because when I first got out into the workforce, I started working at 16. I would have, I had my jobs. I worked at fast food and stuff like a lot of kids, and I had a better work ethic than my dad. But seeing what he had done and his failings, I think gave me a much stronger work ethic. It's like, no, my family's not gonna not get to do anything. So most of my life, I had at least 2 jobs, sometimes 3. And I know, especially today, a lot with the way things work politically today, it's more about, okay, well, every job should pay you X amount, this living wage, and nobody should have to work 2 jobs, or let's start the UBI and get everybody money every month because nobody should have to be without money. Well, I'm not a believer in that. I did what I had to do. So if you had to work 2, 3 jobs, so what? It made it to where my family always ate. We always had a roof over our head. Typically every year we'd go on a vacation, and we had a great life. But I think a lot of that was inspired by the fact that my dad just failed so miserably in that aspect that it became even more important to me that I not do so. And I wanted Braxton particularly to grow up with being able to do things and experience things in life. Brian says, "Do you and your son have common hobbies? And is it why?" I'm not sure what the second part of that is. Yeah. Oh yeah. Braxton and I have always clicked together with gaming, and our senses of humor are like spot on the same. We have a lot of differences too. He actually did really well. He got the good stuff from his mom. He doesn't have my aggressive demeanor. I mean, with me, especially by his age, it was the aggressiveness was just off the charts, ridiculous. Not a fighter. I had asked him from the time he was little. He even told his kindergarten teacher this. It was a funny story. I'd always told him, listen, don't grow. Whatever you want to do in life, I'll support you. Just don't be a meathead like me. Go out and be a thinker. And he's done that. And he definitely got his mom's demeanor and personality, got my sense of humor, and we share a lot of the same interests as far as obviously anime, cartoons, all that stuff. A lot of the same entertainment strikes us because we have that shared sense of humor and everything. And gaming has always been a strong connection for us. All the trips to the arcades and stuff like that. So, well, thanks, Brian. Yeah, we do have a good relationship. He's like my best bud. I just love spending time with him. Meatloaf. I had a pivotal moment a few minutes ago. Good thing I'm fast on my feet, or I'd have hit that wall. You pivoted. Okay, Ree, thanks for being in. Why you could be with us. John says, another one of my pivotal moments is when my dog was put down in front of me. It taught me at the early age of 5 that things do and will die eventually. I think that's a tough lesson for all of us, John. I think we all have to come to that revelation at some point, and that's tough. Arthur says, next post, please. Sure. Speaking of sad parent stories, I think I'm as much of a degenerate as I am because of my grandmother trying to convince me masturbation was sinful, turn taboo into a fetish. I'm a believer in those things, Arthur. I think when you keep something away from a kid or make it seem really ominous, all you do is increase their interest in it. That's why people said, from the time Braxton was like 12 or 13, I would allow him to see things on the internet that a lot of people thought were inappropriate. My thinking on it was, at 12 or 13 and hitting puberty, there's no way you're going to stop kids from being exposed to titties on the internet, or, you know, they're going to go on to Omegle or stuff like that on their own. We know they all do. They're going to find their way to naughty websites. I'd rather have him understand the context of it all by having me explain it to him than have him go on the search by himself and getting who knows what kind of advice as to how you mentally and emotionally deal with these things. So that's why he was always allowed to do those things early on, because I wanted to be the one that explained to him the parameters of dealing with more adult material. Omega Project says, not really a pivotal moment, but time I fell on my butt trying to kill a raccoon that got into the dumpster. How? Goddamn raccoons, they're always into shit. When I was a kid and we lived out in the country, we were always dealing with those fucking raccoons. Brian says, did you Keeping Up with the Times help connect with him? Well, I think it may have, Brian, but that wasn't, me liking technology and stuff has always been a thing. I've always wanted, especially as a kid, the technology was so abysmal. It was always like, it was boring. Life was boring because of it. So I've always had, and still continue to have, a fascination with technology. When something's new, it's like, I want it. I need to have one of those. That's why I will intentionally try and stay out of stores like Best Buy and shit, because I'm afraid of all the cool things that make noises, and I'll spend money on them. So I think it probably did help, but it wasn't by design. It was just by circumstance. Downlord says, do you have any experience quitting smoking? Any tips? Unfortunately, no. I that's something I never got into. I'm 24 and my willpower doesn't seem to be up to snuff. Obviously, I've done hypnosis for people to try and help them quit smoking, but and it works. It's worked for some completely. Others it works in bits and pieces. But the way you approach it, Downward, just by saying that you want to quit, that's the most pivotal, important part of it. So as far as outside of the experiences I've had with helping people with hypnosis, I don't really have anything much to offer you in the way of advice, because I never experienced it myself. Barry says, next post, Mr. Waifu Candy. Let me watch for Barry's next post. Brian says, Gohan's capital moment was when he finally learned to dodge. Little sheethead. Yeah. That might be, if you guys think back with me, because obviously you guys first got me into anime through DBCA. So dodge might be the first catchword that I came up with through anime, wasn't it? I think it was, because we all did. We thought that was funny with Big Green, just dodge Gohan, and we say it all the time now. I think that was the very first one. Now that Brian brings that up, that's kind of cool. Barry says, I was about to ask where the bachelorettes are because my girlfriend broke up with me because she couldn't handle my mild anxiety, but then I realized this isn't Tinder. It's the complete opposite of Tinder. Being the complete opposite of Tinder is not necessarily a bad thing, though, Barry's. Oh, shit, hold on. I have parents who call all game devices the game. Brian says, no, gaming I was always into. Like I say, and for me, that wasn't by design. It was just who I am. I love technology. I love video games, and I love when I was a kid, I loved the concept of computers. Back in the day, when a supercomputer was literally a machine that took up an entire office space within a building and had less computing power than a modern calculator, basically. It's always fascinated me. Michael says, I have a lot of dark pivotal moments that I don't want to share publicly. That's understandable. But my most positive pivotal moment is coming out as asexual to my dad. Oh, cool. Well, I hope he was cool about it. It's that's something that we've talked about. We've talked about that a lot in the past. That's something I've never been hung up on, is for my own kids is sexuality, or my wife and I had this conversation before, or about mixed race dating or anything like that. That stuff it never even occurred to me to really be an issue. Maybe it's just because as I got older, not when I was a kid. I grew up in Lily White Valley, man. That's all it was. But as I got older, I was around people of every sexual orientation, people of every color. I think that's why it never was even a thought to me about my stepdaughter or Braxton or any of them. If they were gay, okay, so they're gay. The only thing initially that would have been a downer for one of my kids being gay is the lack of grandchildren. But now that society has moved to where, you can, it's comfortable for, or it's more accessible for gay families to adopt or other means of having a child, which would give me a grandchild. Even that wouldn't be as big a deal now. But that kind of stuff has never been an issue to me. Chrome says, don't know if I can say I've had a pivotal moment in life, honestly. Led a quiet life, and changes have always been gradual. I'm patient and tend to deal with things by myself, walk to own beat and all that. That's good. I like that, though, Chrome. I do. I like when people walk to their own beat. That's definitely me. I always have. I've never, well, I shouldn't say never. From the time I was even into my late teens, couldn't give a fuck about what anybody thinks. That's why I've always told you guys, the one thing I can always promise you here at the YouTube channel, at the Goosh, whatever, in real life when you meet me, it's, unless I'm playing a character, what you'll always get is 100% me, because I don't like to be any other way, and I've come to the conclusion that if I'm being myself and somebody doesn't like me, okay, that's cool. There's lots of people out there don't like me. I just don't care. And especially when I have a group like ours here at the channel, at the Goosh, where we do all click together, it makes it even easier to have a don't give a fuck attitude about those who don't want to be part of my personal insanity. Morgan says, positive pivotal moment was hubby proposing. That's cool. We were dancing in the living room. He twirled me around. The next second, he's on one knee. That's kind of cool. Okay. Well, I'm sure you know, Ralph Hand Morgan. You can't leave us hanging. You don't have to do a super chat. I'll watch for it. What was the song? What song were you dancing to? That's the immediate question that came to my mind. It's like, okay, I'm when you picture something in your mind, I'm seeing that pictured, and it's like, what song is playing? Gimster says, next post. Ages 13 to 21. Oh, God damn it. Drop down. Hold on, Gimster. I spent fishing with my family. Most days were from dusk to dawn and got around 4 hours of sleep each day out there. That is where I got my hard-headed mentality. That actually fishing with my family most days. Wow, the 4 hours of sleep is tough, but that actually sounds like moments that would be really, I don't know, things that you'll cherish for the rest of your life. Maddie says, I failed high school taking care of my grandpa for 2 years. I drove him around Hawaii for 6 hours a day every day. I studied in college, got a degree in culinary arts. 4 years later, I'm head chef of a hospital in Hawaii. Good for you. I love stories like that. I'm a sucker for stories like that. I mean, just what Maddie's outlining here, being up against it, taking care of business, taking care of your family that way. And, hey, just as Maddie's outlining here, sometimes the things we have to do for the people that we love and are important to us, we do it at the expense of the things we want for ourselves, but then taking that step further and not allowing yourself to be denied by it. That's a great story. That makes me feel good, Maddie. I like that one. I like that story a lot. ZZ Gaming says, best moment for me was moving out of the house. My dad was a bad drunk, and it hurt me mentally because it hurt me to see it, but now I feel free of it. I'm glad you got free of that. That's, yeah, I have a lot of sympathy for anybody who's had to deal with alcohol-related issues as a child. That, yeah. Brian says, regret not watching all Dragon Ball in series in order? No, I wouldn't say regret it. I can always go back. I'm seriously considering it. If I had more time in my day, I would be watching the OG Dragon Ball right now. I just, with what we're doing, I don't have enough extra time to do that as well. Seeing that's how it seems Toei has adopted that. Their policy, at least on Super, was we got all the way through it, and all they did was third-party claim them. It was funny. How they usually did it was, I forgot to share this with you guys. What they would do is, it's like every third or fourth day, they would come through and they would claim the videos I had posted. except episode 131. That one was claimed within minutes of going up. It's like, it's like that, and I completely get that. If I was them, I'd be claiming that one in minutes too. But it was just so funny to see throughout that entire series, they had that specific rhythm of how they would claim the videos, and then 131 was like, no, we got to get to that right now. Next post, Tim. Okay. Oh, Morgan says, because I had asked, we're dancing to nothing. That's cool. That's cooler still. We'll randomly start dancing around no music playing for fun. Our wedding dance was to Blue Moon by Frank Sinatra. Great song. It's funny, I told you guys I first got into entertainment writing screenplays, and I had a screenplay where it had a strong romantic angle, and one of the pivotal moments in it was the couple dancing to no music at all. Yeah, and actually, let me see if I got one here. I think I do somewhere. Hold on, let me catch up on some of the comments, and then I'll show this to you guys. Oh wait, I'll set it right here so I remember to actually show all of you. And because that had what I'm going to show you, Morgan, has something to do with dancing to no music at all. All right, hold on. Let me catch back up here. Okay, I'm watching for Tim's next post, too. I got to remember that. Oh, here it is. As sappy as it may sound, finding your channel. That's not sappy. I appreciate that. Your views on politics, life, and humor has helped me to focus on my own thoughts on those matters. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I'm dead serious. It does. Thank you for that. Omega says the pivotal moment for me was when my dad told me I had a half sister. Yeah, that would be huge. Wow. That's got to be, I can't even imagine. That's got to be so cool and such an eye opener. And oh yeah, that's huge. Check Morgan's post above, Arthur says. Ah, God damn it. Learn to scroll, dumbass. Check Morgan's post above. Well, it's the one. Oh, we did. Okay, the one I just did read. Well, thank you, Arthur. I appreciate you bringing that as a heads up, though. Yeah, that's actually, I kind of think that's more romantic that you guys were dancing to no music. M says, don't spend 10 years feeling obligated to help someone who doesn't want it. Sometimes life's a bitch, isn't it, M? The way we have to invest to learn something. He was so mad at me, he beat my car to hell, totaled it. Oh, that's mature. Even then, the car didn't matter. Bought a new car outright. And last I heard, he's in prison now. So, sounds like he did a real good job of getting out of that, M. I know it's easy to say in hindsight, and I can't even imagine the emotional strife that went along with it. But it sounds like there was a significant amount of emotional strife in the 10 years that you guys were together as well. I'm just glad you're out of it, M. But it does suck sometimes what we have to invest in life before we get to our best conclusions or results. Smokey Loki says, my advice for quitting... Oh, and thank you for the... no, you're fucking not going to blank. Magenta Sky, it was for a sec. It was for a second, Em. I got it though. Thank you for the Magenta Sky. I have an excuse today. For some reason, last night I couldn't sleep. So at 2:00 in the morning, I got up and I recorded videos for the day because that's usually the first thing I do anyway. Went back to bed at about 6. Slept for an hour and a half, and I've been up since. And I'm just like, I'm on punch drunk level. It's hard to distinguish because I'm always there a little bit. But it's extra bad today. Smokey Loki says, my advice for quitting smoking is to find a hobby to replace it. That seems solid. Quitting will be the hardest thing you ever have to do, but a hobby that you enjoy will be an outlet for the stress and distract your brain. It will become more manageable over time. You know what, Loki, I like that a lot. I wouldn't have thought to give that advice, but I can relate, not to smoking, but I found now, I've told you guys now, I've cut way back on my eating. I have to. I just can't carry this weight around at my age anymore. And I found that by far, outside of, I use self-hypnosis all the time, and it does help. But as far as outside of the mental challenge of it and using self-hypnosis, if I stay busy on something, specifically something for the channel, even if it, like you say, a hobby, if it's a video game, something like that, it makes it easier to not think about it and to not eat the shit that I want to eat. So I would say just on my relatable experiences, that's good advice. I like that. Rose Sky, here it is. Here, I love the fact that the magenta sky will always create these these fights in here. Hey, if we're gonna have we're gonna have discord in here. Discord. If we're gonna be going at each other in here, it's gonna be over something important like the name of a color. That's why I love this group. Arthur says, "Is there anything Spaz could ever do to make you disown him?" Wow. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that would make me disown him. There's things he could do that would greatly disappoint me. Believe it or not, I think in my life, the way it's structured and everything, and I don't think you would ever find this in Spaz Kid, but like the number one most egregious thing you can do is not be who I thought that you were, in the respect that be disrespectful towards me, or find out that you're saying one thing to my face and another behind my back, that type of thing. When I feel really close to someone and you find out that closeness, because listen, if I'm close with you, I got your back forever. And it doesn't matter what kind of hell we go through or what kind of shit we have to step in, I'm there with you. And the people that are close to me, I expect that the same is true for them. So I don't know that would make me disown him. But doing something like that is the one thing I could think of that would make me look at him differently. But I don't even think about it, because I don't think it could ever happen in any manner whatsoever. And as we speak of him, there he goes with the lawnmower. Jamie says, my pivotal moment was recent. I finally came to peace with my mom's death from over 17 years of guilt. Oof. I don't care now. I have no family or anyone to support me. I thrive on being alone and no attachments. You know what? It's funny, Jamie. That's a combination of healthy and sad. I mean, it's healthy that you really did come to peace with it, and that's good for you to be able to go forward. And it is good that you've come to embrace some solitude, but it's also sad that life turned you in a direction where you wanted to embrace that solitude. However, I will say this, and trust me, I'm not encouraging. I would never take it upon myself to encourage anybody to live anything other than what makes them happy. But you never know, Jamie, too. You're still young. You may find that there comes a time in your life where, okay, the solitude, the alone phase is over, and it's not what you want anymore, and you might find yourself out and about and relating to people on a whole different level, a whole different group of people maybe that you never even thought of. We never know. That's the fun thing about life, is you never know what's coming next. But I think overall what you're saying is a healthy thing, but it's sad in a way too, that what you came to embrace. But as long as you're genuinely happy with it, I mean, to your very, I'm not one who believes in soul, to your very innards, happy with it, then it's a good thing. Well, thanks, Jamie. I appreciate it. I had just been thinking about that, and how that song had really impacted me, and I like sharing that stuff with you guys. Lude says, pissed. Jesus Christ. I gotta get some sleep. Psst, it's okay. It's dark pink. I love the fact that magenta will always be a point of contention for all of us. Well, actually, I just gotta make sure I didn't miss anybody, Edgar. Edgar says Spaz Kid was disowned the moment he ate pineapple pizza. But in fairness, he didn't. It's my wife that does. She almost got her ass disowned. Spaz Kid. Jesus Christ, I think we got a package or something at the door. Fucking dogs. But Spaz Kid, he's got proper comportment and wherewithal when it comes to pineapple pizza. He thinks it's disgusting too. What the fuck? No, if all three of my dogs were in a bunch of pussies, they're absolute cowards. Even the big one, I think somebody was gonna get eaten there. Wolverine says, "Rose sky is the way." Huh. Oh, okay. Now let me show you guys what I was alluding to earlier when Morgan was telling us the story about dancing with her now husband to no music at all. This is something. This is years ago. This is something I wrote for my wife years ago. Princess Philomena, that's my wife's name. Princess Philomena and the Troll. And it's a little fairy tale style book. And in the end, and this was the dedication. Says to my Princess Philomena and to the princesses who will follow. And that picture is my stepdaughter and my granddaughter. And that, of course, is my wife in the Cinderella castle having a dessert. But at the end of the book, this says, as the fog of eternity rolls in, Princess Philomena and Curtis the Troll enjoy one last dance to no music at all. And that's what you made me think of, Morgan, when you were when you told me that story. But yeah, that I wrote that years and years ago, and I got her a couple of hard copy versions of it, and then we have some soft cover ones as well. Morgan says, Curtis, that's so cute. I love it. I sent you a pic of our first dance with Frank Sinatra on Twitter. Oh, cool. I'll check that out as soon as we're done here. Yeah, Arthur, it was fun because it's. I've told you guys, Disney is her thing. She loves the Disney princesses and all those types of stories and everything. So I wish that it hadn't been so many years ago, because I had to hire an illustrator. You guys know I can't draw a straight line. And to be perfectly honest, the illustrations would be much better had I hired Chrome to do them. And then that person I found online, because Chrome's a much more talented artist than the person online. Lachlan says, it seems a good amount of us, myself included, have had to deal with some darkness. Yeah, but at least we shall always get some light from the annex of this bald man. Have a goosh-tastic evening, gang. Well, you too, Lachlan. And I got to admit, you're right, because with that hanging behind me, with that specific one, and it being so light at the top and the light in front of it, oh, wrong side, I definitely am giving you guys some light today. The old chrome dome is bouncing it up big. Thank you, Lachlan. I appreciate that. That was very nice of you to say. Did someone say soft cover, Joshua says? That's no trouble with Shrek when he gets older. I hadn't even thought of that, Ocho. That falls into the sad but true category. Yeah, I am Shrek's future, pretty much. Light and darker subjective concepts. Prism, now you're going to get deep on me here. I'm not disagreeing with you, but as sleep deprived as I am right now, I can't. There's no way I'd be able to have a cogent discussion with you about that. Chrome says, I have on occasion been known to make artwork. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, I would have clearly hired you, Chrome, over the person I hired to do that. Oh, that's actually pretty good, Chrome. Oh, you guys are brutal, but funny. Shrek when all the layers have withered away. God damn. It's all about layers, donkey. Jesus Christ. That's pretty good. Oink says, I haven't really had any moment. Oh, hold on a second, pal. That changed me since I was a child. I remember having strong emotions like love and hate when I was a child, but I don't feel them anymore, and I don't know why. Really? That's interesting. I mean, I think I understand what you're saying. You just don't have the passion in those emotions anymore, and a lot of times, I mean, just from my experiences, when people talk about that, it's typically some, major life event that triggers the lack of emotion or taking the edge off emotions. That's kind of sad. Wow. I wonder what would have caused that. Dow Lord says, pineapple is supposed to be on pizza. Come at me, bro. Oh, no. But again, I have to say in fairness that I hate pineapple anyway. Because most people will say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. I agree with 100%, but they like pineapple and pizza. I hate pineapple. I also ordered a Halusi flute recently, so maybe learning to play will help me quit. I don't know what that is. I'm going to look that up just because that's interesting to me. I am, for somebody who loves music as I do, it's amazing how non musical I am. Oh, those are cool. Oh, so they're Chinese? What an interesting look that has. Wow, that's really cool looking. I had no idea what that was. It looks really cool, Dow Lord. Yeah, that'd be something badass to learn right there. See, Illuminary Prisms with me. Pineapple pizza is wrong. Edgar says, anyone watch Inuyasha? Oh, I know. I mean, I can't tell you who, but I know a number of the gang here and at the Goose have watched it just because it gets recommended a lot. Just found out they're making a sequel. I saw that the other day on social media. Hopefully they don't butcher it like Boruto. I hope you get to react to Inuyasha, Curtis. Yeah, me too. It gets a lot of support, Edgar, in the when we have the polls and the nominations. It gets a lot of pop in the nominations. So I think there's a real legitimate chance we'll be watching it at some point. But yeah, I saw that on social media the other day. They were talking. Of course, I follow a lot of anime related accounts, and they were talking about that Inuyasha. I'll say outright, Rumiko Takahashi is a more consistent writer than Naruto's Kishimoto. She's written 5 really successful 40-volume series, one after the other, so I'm more confident on it than Boruto. Wow. 5 successful 40-volume series. Holy shit. That's in any market. In any market for the written word, that's dominance. Holy crap. Yeah, Bradley's seen all of Inuyasha. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys had to have seen it just because how often it gets recommended to me. Jamie says, I am from New Jersey. We are the pizza capital of the world. Take it from me, pineapple pizza is heresy and blasphemy. Completely agree, Jamie. Oh, and I love pizza so much. And just the thought of putting that ratty ass pineapple on it. Oh, and it's not even something that I have to visualize only in my mind because my wife orders it all the time. Those goddamn Hawaiian pizzas. I mean, ham on pizza is awesome, but as soon as you cross that line and bring the pineapple along to boot, no, it's like no. Magneto Sky, no one. John says, if I have kids, what would make me disown him, her, or at least make me look at them different is him, her, or be innocent animals. I have zero respect for anyone who does that. Yeah, that would definitely be an extreme case. Would that make me disown my son? No, but yeah, you're right. As far as having, being deeply disappointed. Well, that's what it's funny you guys bring that up because you guys know I'm a sociopath and. and I say that jokingly, but it's just that I'm out. But it goes along with the passions I have on both sides, because if you are close to me, I am extremely, and that extends to you guys. I've made a lot of people a lot of you guys I consider to be my friends. It doesn't matter we've never met in person, because I've gotten to know you and I like you and I have more in-depth conversations with you than I do my own family members. And I am the type of person that's extremely loyal. But the other side of that is if I see behavior that is egregious or if someone has given me a reason to dislike them, I dislike them to the point to where hurting them would not be a problem for me in any way, shape, or form. And the reason I preface it with this is I'm not the type, I hate bullying, so obviously I'm not the type to ever hurt innocent animals. I'm not what you would call quote unquote animal lover. I love my dog, but it's not like, you know what I'm talking in the bigger picture. It's not like a driving force in my life, but I would certainly never hurt anything. Now, all that said, people know me as being rough around the edges. People know what my history is, and people know of the violence in my history. So sometimes I use it to my advantage. We have good friends of ours. My wife met this young woman at work, and her husband have become very close with us. And So they're big animal lovers, and I respect that a lot. And we had, um, we we had this robin built a nest on our porch. I'm like, God damn it! And the stupid thing now, every time I walk out on the porch, because she laid eggs in the nest, it comes screeching at you and everything. It was annoying me, and of course I would never really do it. But while we were working on the house. Remember, we had the dumpster out there where I threw in spaz share. Every time I come out of the house to throw something else in the dumpster, and I kept telling her, I said, "Shut the fuck up, bitch! I will scramble your kids right in the street." Of course, wouldn't really do it. So anyway, they had come over a couple times, and we finally gotten to back to where everybody's comfortable enough. When they come over, they come in the house, and we have time together. But used to be we would just all hang out outside and respect the social distancing thing. So the bird, I kept making jokes, but when I would do it to our friend Elizabeth, when I would do it to her, I would pretend more like I was more serious about how much this bird's pissing me off. So one of the last times they came, where we were hanging out outside before we came in, she comes over and she goes, "Oh, I don't. Did the eggs hatch yet?" And my wife says, "Oh yeah, they just did." Because we would put it was up on one of the bars on the porch, and you could put your phone up and take a picture and see what was going on with the eggs. And my wife says, "Yeah, they hatched their the babies are in there now." And Elizabeth goes, "Well, where though? I don't see the bird." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "That bitch finally got to me. I hung her." You never saw you never saw such a horrified look in your life. Because and that's why I explained to you what I did about the sociopathy and stuff. Because for people, it's not that hard to believe that I could do something like that, even though genuinely that I couldn't do. But I said, yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. I hung her. I said, she's swinging from a noose out back. And her face just went, it was like all the color went out of her face. I thought I had to tell her I was kidding her. I thought she was going to have a heart attack or something. Oh, Loki says pineapple and mayonnaise pizza. Oh, fucking mayonnaise. As much as I dislike mayonnaise, it's not even in the category. Or I dislike pineapple. It's not even close to mayonnaise. That's disgusting. Oh. Gimster says pineapple pizza is truth. Pineapple pizza is life. Now, see, I will say this. I think that's disgusting, but if I had to eat it, I could. If I had to eat mayonnaise, it would come right back up. You would see it again. It was so funny though, Joshua. Her face was it just went blank. It was it's a little disturbing how easy it was to make her believe that I actually did it. I don't even know how you hang a bird luminous prism. I thought the same thing after I said it. It's like, how do you do it? Their body weight isn't even. I mean, you would think if you tied a noose around a bird's neck and let the bird drop, it's not going to kill it. There's not enough body weight there to snap its neck. So it's just that hanging was the first thing that came to my demented mind to try and try and get her to tweak. Pineapple on mayo on pizza. What is this heresy? Heresy. People get the steak. I'm with you, Krusty Bomb. Oh, mayonnaise. Oh, God, I hate mayonnaise. I can't even tell you guys how much I hate mayonnaise. Idi Amin. Good to see you, pal. Before I found Curtis's channel, I was quite alone, but once I began tuning into your live streams, I felt the connection to a community. I felt like someone was next to me. Thank you, Papa Curtis. Well, thank you. That's cool. I love hearing stuff like that. I'm glad you guys get the same things out of this community that I do. It really makes me feel good, and that's one of my all-time favorite screen names too. Who would have ever thought that our YouTube channel would get big enough that Idi Amin Dada himself would be here? Glenn says pineapple and black olive pizza is god tier. See, black olives are not something I would ever request on a pizza or on any food I'm eating, Glenn, but I would eat them. Olives, surprisingly for me, because I have such narrow taste. If I really want pizza, okay, and there's one pizza there, and it's got one of the toppings on it is black olives, and it's along with stuff, whatever, sausage or ham or whatever else, I would eat it. Because black olives don't gross me out. They're just not something I would ask for. But no. No, not the pineapple. Oh, Jamie says, my dad told me that he killed the Easter Bunny. Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, oh, that's wrong. I don't like stuff like that. Arthur says, I enjoy that you don't sugarcoat things. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys. excuse me, I'm glad you guys feel that way. It's again, I've just never seen, as especially as I've gotten older, I've never seen it doesn't benefit anybody. Now, when I say sugarcoat, that doesn't mean that you can't have empathy for someone, but it doesn't benefit anybody to bullshit them. You know, I just, it doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit who I'm talking to, I don't believe. So, yeah, I appreciate that. A Loki, come on, dude. A lukewarm mayo. Oh, that actually made me cringe a little bit. Mayo, pineapple, and salmon smoothie. Ah, Jesus Christ. Ah, Edie Amin says, Papa Curtis, we've once again attacked Papa Jonathan's. This time like how the Mongol Empire did, by catapulting plague-infected bodies into their stores. And when you said that, Edie Amin, all I could picture, though, is the guy from South Park with the Chinese restaurant in town. Goddamn Mongolians! Oh, you guys are funny. Oh, good. Jamie says, "Don't worry, I was 14. He didn't scar me." I was thinking when you said that, Jamie, when he told you that the Easter Bunny was dead, I thought that he killed the Easter Bunny. I thought you were like 6 or something. I was like, "Oh no." Okay, 14. That's 14. Then it's just a gag. Then it's funny. Tim says, "First time I had pineapple on pizza, it was at a Pizza King in Indiana. I ordered a Hawaiian pizza and was surprised after the first bite because it had barbecue sauce instead of regular pizza sauce." Really? That I didn't know they make that with barbecue sauce at times. Barbecue sauce, another thing I don't like. But again, you know, to be perfectly honest with you guys, it's easier, way easier, to list the things that I do like than what I don't like. That don't like list is just so huge. My freaking tastes are so narrow. So narrow. Oh, barbecue and pineapple. Yeah, not me, Licks. Yep. Morgan says, "I can honestly say you're my favorite YouTuber, not just for your content, but because of how genuine you are." I appreciate that. Seriously, you guys are making me feel really good today. I appreciate that a lot. Omega says, "To quote my father, you can roll shit in powdered sugar all you want. It won't make it a donut." I never heard that one. I've heard things similar to that with similar sentiment, but I like that one. I'd like to get that one, see if I can make that one stick to the damaged memory. You can roll shit in powdered sugar all you want. It won't make it a donut. I really like that one a lot. And I believe that 100%. And like I say, that doesn't mean that, you don't have empathy for people. And I don't go around trying to smack people in the face with harsh reality as some sort of game. But the way I always put it is, if you ask me a question or ask me for advice, don't do so unless you want the real answer. Don't ask me, okay, whatever you're doing in life, don't come ask me for instance, for advice on it, hoping that I'm going to respond in a certain way, because you're likely to be disappointed, because I'm going to tell you exactly what I think, not what I think you want to hear. Smokey Loki says, okay, I'll make it better. Nico Robin with a plate of smoked brisket, steak fries, and a chilled mug of root beer. See, now I just got a food boner. Oh, steak fries. I haven't had steak fries in ages, Loki. And steak fries, for those of you who don't know, I don't know how popular they are worldwide. Steak fries are basically just really thick French fries. When they cook them to where the edges are crispy, but you still got that thickness. Oh. As a matter of fact, it's funny to say it, and we're eating early today because there's a local golf course not far from us where the restaurant is really good. And my wife just found out that they're having takeout orders up there again now, with things being relaxed a little bit and everything. And so me, my wife, and Spaz Kid all found stuff up there that we wanted, and I'm going to go pick it up. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to have to wrap up the stream because I got to head up there very shortly. But it's with a total food boner, because I'm on top, along with pizza, one of my favorite things to do, because whenever we go someplace new or something like that, I like to try a pizza place. But also along with that is a hamburger. I'm a hamburger nut. I'm fucking wimpy from Popeye. And so they have this special burger up there, which of course I ordered it plain because I don't like condiments. But the burger itself is supposed to be a monster, and onion rings. Oh, my stomach's gonna ache later, and I'm gonna be taking really, really horrifically nasty shits and everything. Don't care at all. It's gonna be worth it. I'm having a burger and onion rings. God damn. You guys got it's funny, you guys brought me back from the abyss. I was just about ready to puke, and then Loki's last post just got all the juices flowing again. Well, but thank you guys for this stream. Seriously, you guys made me feel really good in this stream with a lot of things that were said. I appreciate it a lot. And I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Again, those I'm just going to use these. Typically, I'll keep our regular green screen up, with all the stuff that you see in the background. I just wanted to try it out and see what it looked like on camera and everything because I will be using it over at the cave. Oh, hold on. Let me grab Jamie's. Jamie says, Uncle Curtis, I'll make you feel really good if you invite me over for Bad Touch. Don't worry, it's okay. Even the Nimrod that made social distancing ignored it for Bad Touch. Yes! Now you talk about me feeling good. There's no better way to make me. Oh, Jamie, we got to get a little Bad Touch going on. Absolutely. And Jamie, just promise me that you'll tell everybody I was good at it, even if, Thank you guys so much for this stream. This has been so much fun. I had an absolute blast. I have a blast with these every day. And today we're getting special. We're getting special red meat sticky stuff because that's pretty much all I can produce because that's all I eat. But it's in honor of the fact that I'm about to try a new hamburger, and that makes me way more excited than trying a new hamburger should make a person. But here it comes. It's gonna be red meat inspired sticky stuff. Extra protein in it. Pamfu. Here it is for everybody. Eat it up. Love it up. This is the red meat. Stop your heart. Sticky stuff for everybody. Well, bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and especially when I got a food boner. Goosh. Goosh. Ah.